Hi, people.
Oh God! Don't tell me they heard me.
No, no, they
Thank God.
didn't. You just had to get the stereotypical Italian thing in there.
No, I just gotta try to get it out of my system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, hi, people. It is Friday, and we're getting close to 420, ever so slightly. W- we wanted to come on tonight, as always, on a Friday, and talk about the Mario movie. Well, because I've already seen it. I saw it on Easter with my childhood friends who I hadn't seen in 3 years.
Oh God! Somebody fucking locked the pits. The boys back in town.
Yeah, because we haven't like been in a physical capacity in 3 years since COVID. So it was cool to see. It was cool to see them again after all that time. And of course, the first thing we talk about, besides the Zelda trailer that came out eventually, and of course talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, because we like playing Yu-Gi-Oh in our spare time.
Wait, there's a Zelda movie coming out?
No, there's the Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom. The trailer came out for the game yesterday or on Wednesday. Can't remember which day.
I don't pay attention.
Well, that's what I'm here for, is to provide information to people who don't have enough time in their day to look at the news and everything. So
I'm surprised they haven't even made a Zelda movie.
Well, with the success of Mario, they might do that. Illumination.
Come on, that'd be a cool movie.
Yeah,
they can make it all dark and shit.
Yes, and considering that Link is a gay icon, everybody is gonna love it when the Zelda movie gets made. So, what?
I'll meet everybody in the theater with my pride flag.
And also, one of the Zelda. Oh yeah, Breath of the Wild. He actually did drag in Breath of the Wild.
Woo!
Yeah, most people don't know that. He had to go into a village that was all women, and he had to wear drag in order to get inside there, in order to complete the game.
He looked like James.
What?
He did look like James.
I don't know. We're gonna have to. I can't remember exactly what the outfit was. I know he definitely did not have purple hair.
Well, I'm not interested if he doesn't look like James from Pokemon. In drag.
Hey, listen. We know that everybody knew that James was gay. Like even the creators made him that way for a purpose. Like even 4Kids, as bad as they were, they acknowledged that. And even the voice actor who played James was like, one of my favorite lines that I ever had to say in my voice acting career was something that had to do with James being gay. I can't remember exactly what the line was, but
I know what you're talking about. He was wearing a Moltres costume, and there was a line about it coming out of his closet.
Oh yes. That outfit, where did he get it?
I mean, come on, this guy actually ran away from his own wedding because he didn't want to marry a woman.
Well, not only that, not only was Jezebel a woman, she was a very demanding one too. Like wanted his attention like 24/7.
Yeah.
Like she wanted.
I'm pretty.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically the Trixie syndrome.
Tell me now I'm pretty.
That's not gonna work anymore. But thank you though.
Now go back.
That episode's really fucked up if you think about it. Like, Timmy was being so selfish that he had everyone in the universe, like, taken away. Like, everyone that Trixie cared about. Like, all her friends, all her family, just everyone. And this guy who creeps on her is the only one around, and... I feel like it was kind of Stockholm-y. Like,
yes, it's basically if you gave Steve Urkel a wish and just let him have Laura the entire time. It's like, wow, if we were the only two people in the world.
Yeah, he wouldn't do that because he loves the Winslow so much.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, getting to the Mario movie, Or the Mario movie experience, I should say. So we got to the theater. We didn't see it in IMAX. Jazzy saw it in IMAX, and for what he told me, the IMAX experience was great.
Yeah.
And so we had to get through. Why can't I hear the ding when people start coming in here? That's weird. I wonder if it's because I'm streaming. Hi, Mooney.
That's what I'm saying. It for you.
Most likely.
So anyway,
Finally done after a long-ass hour.
we had to go through 9 different trailers because the previews are so long. The previews were so long, and they.
That's bullshit, dude.
Well, so we saw the we saw the new Ninja Turtles trailer where they actually
Seth Rogen.
Yes, the Seth Rogen Turtles. They actually sound like teenagers for the very first time. It's like they're not like, "Yo, dude, let's go get some pizza, dude." No, it's just like, "Oh, hey, get your camera out. We're gonna go viral." And it's like,
Why did I not hear about this? And I'm a Ninja Turtle fan.
yeah, it's being produced by Nickelodeon and Seth Rogen, and it looks amazing. It's the same animation style that's very similar to In the Spider-Verse, if anybody's seen that.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic. It was the trailer, I should say. It looked good. They sounded like teenagers. I'm like, well, it's in the name, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They should sound and act like teenagers.
Or Teenage Hero Turtles to your UK viewers.
Yes, they actually are called the Teenage Mutant Hero because they don't want to say. I wonder why they don't want to say ninja.
Because
Too violent, maybe?
The violence. They don't want to promote that.
Okay.
Because there was like a massacre back in the 80s, and that's why they banned guns.
Well, yeah, we could thank them for that. So the next trailer I saw was like apparently they're doing Beast Wars for Transformers or something like that, which I'm like, oh boy, another Michael Bay produced disaster. I don't even know if it's produced by Michael Bay. I just know that Michael Bay ruined Transformers for a lot of people just because of his terrible directing. This is the same guy that took
creepiness.
Yeah, and creepiness. I mean, his fascination with Megan Fox was creepy. But then again, he wasn't the only one.
By the way.
And by the way, he wasn't the only one. There were a lot of other people that did not like, or there were a lot of other people that were creeping on Megan Fox at the time. One of my lesbian friends did that, and I was like, why? It's like, oh, she's like everything that I would want in a wife. Like, what? Somebody that could just massage your car? Because that's what she did in the movie. She was basically eye candy for cars.
Dude, I don't understand this fascination with her. I mean, come on, I don't even think she's hot, and I'm pants.
I mean, and she played April May in the live action Turtles, which did not do good. Because they were Michael Bay versions, and they didn't even act like teenagers. They were just like steroided. They were like turtles on steroids. It looked like.
Dude, I saw that in theaters when they got to that part where they're trying to fucking promote that fucking pizza, like part. I was like, yeah, you're just trying to pander.
Like the type of product placement you usually see in an Adam Sandler movie, like that type of thing they did.
Yeah, like they're like. This gooey Pizza Hut pizza, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they're really making it stand out.
Holy shit.
But, so anyway, the Beast Wars trailer came out, and I said, why is King Kong a Transformer? And then my friend turns to me and says, you have just hurt my soul, Joey. You have destroyed my soul. Did you not grow up watching Beast Wars? Like, that is one of the most infamous beasts in the Transformers thing. Like, you just killed my soul. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't grow up with Transformers.
Was this the same guy who didn't realize Mario was Italian?
No. Actually, none of my friends that went to the... Every one of my friends that went to the theater knew he was Italian. This was somebody on Facebook that did not realize it.
What?
Oh yeah, did you know the thread that I put on Discord? There was one of my friends on Facebook was saying that he had no idea that Mario was Italian. He actually thought he was Japanese because he was made by a Japanese company.
Dude, where the hell you been in 20 or 30 years?
And he said,
Here.
and he said, like, I'm a 30-year-old man. I should. Why are people getting so bent out of shape out of a character that's fictional? And it's like, because you got his ethnicity wrong. It's racist on both sides. Like on the, because you actually thought like somebody was actually Japanese when they really weren't.
Yeah.
And you think that was a stereotypical Japanese accent. I mean, that's pretty bad in and of itself. And everyone was giving him shit for it.
Jesus Christ.
Um,
I have never heard no fucking Japanese person with an Italian accent.
well, I mean, no, I know because there's actually somebody that did the JoJo Part 4 that actually, one of the Japanese voice actors actually did an Italian accent for one of the Italian characters in Part 4. So I know that they could do it. And they actually pronounced the words, and they actually pronounced the Italian words properly. So they obviously knew how to, they obviously researched beforehand, which is really nice. But anyways,
Hey, are you talking about about the chef from Joe? Are you talking about like the chef from Part 4 that owns his own restaurant
yes,
that Josuke Okuyasu went to?
yes, Tonio. Un momento.
Tonio.
Man, we got the worst timeline. We didn't get like a restaurant with that guy.
No, it would have been great to have a restaurant like his on there. Imagine, we're getting off topic, but I don't give a shit. It's our show. I don't care. It's our show.
The last time we haven't gone off topic.
that's the autistic brain in effect.
I'm not autistic, no.
Don't
But
And I
me and
still
Moon,
go off topic.
don't mind us, Circus. Let us stem.
but me and Mooney are. Anyway, so the what was it? The next trailer we saw was actually like one of those. My friend put this. My friend said this to me. It's like, wow, this movie is a lot like Meet the Fockers, but it's like the Italian version. And then you realize, oh god, Robert De Niro's in this. It's like, oh god, no. And so I know my parents are gonna rope me into seeing that because it's like one of those Italian American films. I'm like, oh god. Hi, Mr. L.
Mr. L, hey!
Hey,
how you
Mr.
doing?
L. Hi. How you
Mr. L's
doing, Holmes?
You becoming our #1 fan.
Let's see, and the next trailer I saw was actually the sequel for Trolls. There's gonna
Oh,
be
Why do we
no.
need this?
No.
yeah.
So this is the third troll movie. Oh god.
Oh, this is the third Troll movie. I thought this was the second one. Oh, my friend guy and I got it wrong. Yeah, so the third one is basically gonna be NSYNC without the NSYNC members.
The second one had like one of the trolls performing Crazy Train
Oh,
in it.
well, this one's gonna be a boy band movie. It's basically Justin
I
Timberlake's
should know.
character.
I haven't.
It's basically Justin Timberlake's character interacting with his former boy band. And I'm like, you couldn't get Lance, Joey, Chris, and the other guy to be a part of this movie? That would have been like a good callback.
Oh,
What the fuck was
that?
What was that?
Oh, we got the same brain cell.
Ow.
What was that? It didn't come from my end.
it came from my end. Sorry.
What is that?
What the fuck are you
I
want
was trying
that?
to load up YouTube to like moderate the fucking page, and it went Gucci on me.
Oh.
Live.
Oh no, that was funny. The noise that happened.
Oh. No, that gave me chills.
Come on, I can do this. I can do this. I can climb.
Can we like edit that out, like in after?
No. No.
No.
Nah. Okay, back to the trailers.
And and I think the final trailer we saw was like a plug for like one of the next Illumination movies that are going to be coming out. It's basically like Duck Hunt, but except without the hunting. The only hunting
I'm
that's good.
sorry, Mr. L.
What
The
did
only
they
hu-
say?
That noise was scary.
Okay, that's more of a jump scare than the ones at Five Nights at Freddy's, right?
Dude, I just got done watching Willy's Wonderland, preparing for tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
I have to go.
Nice.
I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese tomorrow. I have to prepare. Just in case
let me
they have
know
me-
if you need help fighting Charles E. Entertainment. I mean,
Here's the
Charles
thing, they-
Entertainment Cheese.
Here's the thing, they got rid of the animatronic for when I'm going to, so who knows, they might have one in the back.
Oh god. Oh gosh.
Yes, Mr. L. It was it's Duck Hunt, but without the hunting. Yeah, it's basically a bunch of the Duck Hunt dogs just migrating, and then one of their main enemies is a walking crane, according to the trailer. So that's all we saw. But it was an illumination. It was an illumination plug, so we took it for what it was. But then the movie started, and I don't know if you want me to get into spoilers at all.
I don't care.
I think I'm gonna be skipping out.
either.
These-
Okay, so that makes it a lot easier. So
But-
Chris,
Plus, I looked it up already.
Let's ask Mr. L, does he want spoilers?
I'm sure knowing Mr. L, he won't mind either, and I'm pretty sure everyone else won't mind.
Okay, spoilers. Leave the chat if you don't want to hear it.
You've probably already seen it anyway, because it's already been out for more than a week. By this point, spoilers should be. I mean, the main spoiler: Mario beats Bowser. I mean, come on, that's like the most unspoiled ending of all time. So I will say, Open Season is a fine movie that involved ducks and hunting. Well, I never saw Open Season. So I will say I will say Jack Black as Bowser was more than we expected. I will say that.
Yeah.
He actually sang.
Oh no!
All right, so far it's lining up with the leak I read.
So like he actually sang a song that he wrote, that Jack Black wrote. It was basically called Peaches. It's Bowser sang a serenade for Peach.
That's not supposed to have any weird innuendo in it, is it?
No.
Yes, I agree with
What do you
Mr. L.
think?
And it was a piano serenade as well. So somebody played the piano and Jack Black sang
gosh.
over it. And if that's the case, that it's most likely, and I'm hoping this happens, that it goes to the Oscars for Best Original Song, so that way Jack Black can sing a comedic song in front of a live audience. I'm hoping that's the case.
Was his kids involved? Bowser?
No, there were no. Wait, what? What? Repeat
You
the
know, his-
question. Oh no, no, no,
Bowser's
no,
kids.
no, no Bowser's kids, no Bowser kids.
Not even Bowser Jr.?
Nope.
No, Junior.
No Junior, because they would have said something if he was in it. They would have had to say that there was a prominent actor voicing him. Anyway, so I will say this. So yeah, the serenade was actually funny. It was very funny. Although I will say, and I've been seeing this. I saw this online a little bit after I saw the movie, but Bowser kind of is in the movie. He's kind of a simp / incel in a lot of ways, which for a villain I can understand, because if he was a hero, it would make it a lot worse. But he's basically simping for Peach and gets upset when he can't have her. I will say Bowser in this is actually more brutal in the movie than he is in the games. Like, he actually goes out of his way to try to kill people,
Damn.
which is more than he has ever done in the games. Like, he doesn't do like full-on murder. Like, everybody he captures, he's gonna just put them in a lake of fire. So I'm like, oh my god, you went the whole Satan route, Bowser. Holy god, for a kid's movie, I mean, god, 4 kids would send everybody to the Shadow Realm. You're sending everybody in a lake of fire.
The turtle is a simp.
Yes, there's even a moment in the movie where Bowser is practicing how he's going to propose to Peach, and Cammy dresses up in drag
Oh no.
to personate Peach.
Oh.
And I'm gonna get into the whole woke, anti-woke thing after I talk about the movie, because this was a pretty prevalent thing on the online discourse during the week. So Yeah, and they even do the infamous Mario Odyssey wedding. They actually dress up in their wedding costumes from the game. So it's like apparently in Jazzy's theater, everybody was hooting and hollering like it was a sports game when the wedding apparel took place. I mean, since Odyssey is like the most recent Mario game, like I think it resonates with a lot of the audience more.
We should have got Jazzy in here too.
Well, Jazzy's working right now, so we can't. Yes, Mr. L. He was going to burn them alive. Yes, Mr. L. There is drag in this movie.
That's okay.
Everybody was like,
"We're down. We're okay with it."
Yeah, we were all fine with it. We were like, "Oh, Kamek should actually do. If Kamek is in a later video game, he should have a drag queen mode." Because there were people online that said, "Oh, Kamek is so adorable in the drag outfit. Oh, that needs to be an alternate costume."
Aww. Yeah, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Well, no, Nintendo actually did have Nintendo approved this. They're the ones that said yes, go through with it.
I'm just saying, yeah, Nintendo, do it.
Hell yeah, drag mode. Okay, so everybody here's good with drag. All right, let's all go to a show one of these days if we're all in the same vicinity. Anyway, so yeah,
that would be nice.
Yeah, so they really treated the star, like the star power up. They really treated it like it was a big deal. Like, you get this star, you get ultimate power. And I'm like, okay, wow, this thing is more powerful than all the 7 Chaos Emeralds put together. That's at least really cool to it's really cool to see. I like that. I will say, and moving on to the Mario Brothers, I will say Chris Pratt actually did the stereotypical Mario voice. And pulled it off pretty well, I will say. And what I mean by that is the whole concept of that they actually did the Mario Brothers Super Show plumber commercial from the show, and they actually Chris Pratt and Charlie Day did the stereotypical Mario and Luigi voices for the commercial, and they're watching the commercial at Punch-Out Pizza. I will say there were a lot of Easter eggs involving some of the old NES games. Like Mario even at one point is playing Kid Icarus on the NES. And he's got an R-Wing on top of his TV, which was really fun to see. And he's got like all these NES posters in his room, which is really cool. But yeah, the whole premise is Mario and Luigi just started their own plumbing business after they decided to quit their job at the Wrecking Crew. And they decided to do... They decided to do that, and they were like, "Do you think the stereotypical accent is a bit much?" Because they really just put on the stereotypical accents because they knew it's like, oh, these guys are Italian. They're called the Mario Brothers, so they might as well act Italian. So they just did that for commercial purposes. But I will say, they pulled it off. They pulled off the accents really well. But I think after a while, I think most of us in the audience would have got sick and tired of it if they just kept on doing it for all 2 hours of the movie. Because, like, they just did, like, pure Brooklyn after that. And I'm like, oh my god, this is reminding me so much of my family up on Long Island. Because they sound just like this. There's even a scene in the movie where Mario and Luigi are sitting down for dinner with the rest of their family, and they all look fucking Italian as hell. Like, to the bone. Like, they even have, like, the bald-headed uncle that always shows up like, yeah, what are you kids doing? Like, you want to start your old plumbing business? My god. I was like, back in my day, we just worked for a living. You guys want to start your own business?
Please tell me that they had the grandma.
Yes, as far as if I remember correctly, there was the Italian grandma who probably just
oh, darling, you look like you've been Why am I doing Southern? Just being like, oh, my little darlings, your parents are starving you. Here, let me pinch those little cheeks.
Oh no, they didn't do that part. And by the way, Italian grandmothers are nothing like that. Nothing like that. They're probably the ones to be like, okay, here's your food. Hopefully, you better like this because I've been cooking this shit for 50 years and I know my way around a tomato. So you better like this. And of course, like, oh, grandma, we love it. We love it. We love it. And there's like, no, you're not. Italian grandmothers would be in the kitchen critiquing how people make the food. Like, if you're making, like, a sauce from scratch, they'll be like, no, you're not doing it right. Watch me do this. There's this There's an Italian grandmother that has her own YouTube channel. She has her own basement, and in the basement she has 3 fucking stoves and 3 fucking ovens, and she cooks her own sauce. And she's making like hundreds of jars of tomato sauce for herself and her family. And she does this all on her own at 85 years old. And she's going strong for like 6 hours making this sauce. It's fucking incredible. They have like the Italian grandmothers have like the best work ethic out there. But they did, Mario does have a problem, like, the parents are like, oh, why did you quit your job at the wrecking crew, sons? It's like, you're gonna start your own business, and that doesn't seem like it's doing very well. And the dad's like, yeah, Mario, you're dragging your innocent brother down with you, you small little freak.
Chester, stop.
Because the whole thing about Mario in this, everyone says like, I'm sorry, Mario, you're just too small.
Like, is it a medical condition or something? Because then that'd be like, you guys are fucking assholes.
No, they're just like Mario and Luigi are just fucking short. Like, nobody takes them seriously because of how short they are.
I show one day. Watch.
Wait, hold on. Oh, wait, never mind. I was gonna do like this joke thing, but then I realized we don't have a single clap noise.
No.
Yeah, we still gotta get some more stuff.
Yeah, we can always look up some more stuff for that.
I don't even have permission to add anything else.
I mean, we'd have to search for them. I mean, they're files that we could just upload onto the Discord.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta give like all of us permission to upload them.
No, I mean, yeah, you can. It's part of the
joke I was gonna make.
Yeah, you do that with. You're gonna have to give Discord that permission for all of us.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Like you could just upload it on. Pretty sure you could just upload it and then boom, we're good. They don't need permission from anybody. All you have to do is just upload it.
Last time I was looking into it, they were saying you need permission.
Yeah, like they're gonna come after us for like a small little thing.
No, I'm just saying like permission.
No,
from
I mean like user privileges. We aren't like the owner.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that's why you go on these websites where where the permission is pretty much taken away from the original artist, and you're just like, once it's on the public domain. No,
that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the rank in the Discord.
Yeah.
We don't have the authority in our rank.
Yeah.
What? What are you talking about?
Only you can upload sounds. We can't unless you give us the permission in the Discord. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying too. Like, I'll give you the permission afterwards.
Okie dokie. Right. Too many miscommunications here.
Well, no, because like it just went right over my head. Like, what are you talking about?
Okie dokie. I could probably find some stuff from Sound Alerts.
Yeah, see, now you know what it's like being in an Italian family with like aunts and uncles and all this stuff. Like, all we do is just argue over dinner over like a piece of bread. Like, this is what it's like.
I bet you when you're watching that scene, you felt like you're at a Christmas dinner with your family.
Oh, no, Christmas dinner with the whole family would be like 100 or so people all in one house. And we're all vying over who gets the ravioli first. And do we have enough ravioli?
That's a no. We never have enough.
It's never enough. If you don't have leftovers afterwards, it's never enough. So anyway, getting back to it. So how they get into the Mushroom Kingdom is from Brooklyn. Is they go into the sewer system because apparently there's like an entire pipe leakage, and Mayor Pauline is there from Odyssey. So we got a little Pauline. It was
also the original lady you had to save in
Yeah.
When Mario was still Jumpman.
Yes.
Yeah, in Donkey Kong.
But nowadays they made her the mayor because of the whole Odyssey thing, and so she had a little cameo. And apparently there's like this one pipe in the Brooklyn sewers that just transports everybody into this unknown kingdom. And Mario and Luigi get sucked into it, and they get separated while they're going down the pipe. Like, Luigi goes into the Badlands, which is like Bowser's territory, and Mario just ends up in mushroom fields, like, everywhere. So he runs in...
At this point, there's a part that's cut out from the movie where Mario asks out loud, "Where am I?" It was in the trailer, but it wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, which is fine. None of us cared.
Especially since, freaking hell, Illumination, they updated the animation, so he was more expressive.
Yeah.
Just thought that was interesting to point out.
Yeah, trailers are never the final draft, is what I always tell people. The trailers are just there to get you to go see the movie. Everything that they put there is basically just footage that they don't put in the final movie.
Which is why it's interesting to compare, like, the notes and, like, oh, hey, this is what it was before, now here's what we got now. Like,
yeah, they did the same thing with Sonic 2. A lot of the stuff that they put in the Sonic 2 trailer either got re-edited into different ways, or, like, certain scenes were taken out. But either way, we all loved it. But while they're getting sucked into the pipe, like, Mario's trying to, like, Luigi's trying to hold on for dear life. And there was one moment where I actually cried, where Mario's like, "We're brothers. We're always gonna stick together, Luigi. I'm never gonna let anything bad happen to you." Like, being like the courteous big brother. I was like, oh, that is such an Italian brother thing to do. Like, to protect your little brother like he's your own.
Little
like,
Luigi duckling.
Oh no, there's one flashback. There's one flashback where they show baby Luigi getting bullied in the playground, and baby Mario, and they actually used the sprite. They actually used the animation from the game to show the babies. So it was like real.
Cool.
Yeah, and like baby Mario basically kicked the bully's ass and was like looking up on Luigi, and it's like, "Are you okay, bro?" And it was like, all of us were like, "Oh," we were just all crying. Literally, tears were falling down our faces. It was so sweet to see Mario care for his brother like that.
Mr. L said, "The ravioli's mine."
Oh no, trust me. When it comes to
that fork in your hand says otherwise.
What fork? There's a knife in his leg, dude.
How did I get this knife in my back? Oh, wait, there's a knife in my back.
Give me my ravioli.
A wrestler once said, like, if you're in a crowd of people, you will not know when you get stabbed in the back. And so, like, when you get in a car... John Nuke, Mario... Oh, hi, John. Good to see you again. Mario movie was awesome. Zero wokeness, period. Actually, there was quite a bit of it. We just talked about Cammy Can Drag. And, of course, so let me get to the rest of it. So yeah, Key from Key and Peele voiced Toad, or one of the Toads, or the main Toad, I should say. I kind of wish that they went with Blue Toad, because Blue Toad has always been the one playable character in all of the Mario games, like Mario 2, Super Mario 3D World, and I was like, okay, so we're gonna go with Red, because obviously, because Red's the most common Toad. So basically, like, the Key Toad is like Mario's guide throughout throughout Toad Town, because they actually have Toad Town in the castle. A lot of great 80s. By the way, there was a lot of 80s music. I shouldn't say a lot, but there was definitely 80s music throughout the movie. They played some AC/DC. They played some Aha. They played a lot of the typical, like, mid to late 80s music that everybody associated with. And my friend's like, why did they put this non-Mario music into this movie? And I said, because they're trying to cater to the parents that grew up playing the Mario on the NES. They're trying to appeal to those 80s kids.
And the arcade.
Mm-hmm. And the who?
Arcade?
Oh, in the arcade, okay. Yes. Yeah, I heard Arcade for some reason.
Don't forget the parents that grew up with freaking NES, just like, or in the 90s.
Well, those
Yep.
those parents didn't go see the movie. Like my dad was like, it's a cool idea. I just never thought that like Mario would be this popular after 35 years. And I'm like, Dad, it's the most successful animated movie in its opening weekend of all time. Like, that's how popular it is. And he's like, really? It broke records. I'm like, yes, it broke records.
Dude, without fucking Mario, the fucking video game wouldn't be very popular.
Industry would.
He saved the
That's
industry,
right.
yes.
Jungkook's saying that song is greater than Rap God any day. I don't know what Rap God is.
The Eminem song.
Oh, well, anything is better than Eminem. I'll say that right now. Eminem sucks. Anybody that says that Eminem is a great rapper, I mean, he had one like successful period in his time, and then just was complete shit afterwards. Anyway,
There's a few songs I like.
Anyway, so that's like they're trying, like Mario's trying to get an audience with Princess Peach, and he's like, "Hey, sorry, pal, but our princess is in another castle." And I was like, okay, cool. Well, at least they were able to incorporate that joke in there. And so, like, Peach is gonna... Oh, by the way, since Bowser has the star now, he's gonna try to take over the Mushroom Kingdom so that he can marry Peach. And they're like, oh, together we can rule the galaxy. Yes, they do make galaxy references. But Peach is actually planning on going into the Kong Kingdom in order to talk to the Kong so that they can get their army to help fight against Bowser and the Koopas. So that is their major plan. By the way, Peach is like one of the most popular, was like one of the best characters in this movie. She was kick-ass in every sense of the word. And people are like, oh my god, why is she not being helpless like in all the other Mario games? Like, have you not played Mario 2? Have you not played 3D World? Have you not played Smash? Like, she actually does a couple of her Smash moves in this movie. Like,
Fuck's
just
sake, she has her own game too.
Yes, which unfortunately didn't do well. But I would hope that they try again.
I mean, to be fair,
how did I get
with the DS? It's kind of annoying that like they were like, oh, female character must focus on her emotions, like what, like playing into like girl stereotypes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, no, we
I
don't
get
need we don't need to do the whole like stereotypical thing. But I'll talk about the whole like how people react to this. I mentioned this a little bit last week, but there was like, I can't remember the lady's name, but she was like saying we need to make Peach helpless in video games again. Like, enough of this girl boss bullshit. I'm like, what? That was like, she was the best part of the. She was like the best part of the movie. Like,
No.
she actually kicked like Bowser's ass a few times in it, and it was like, yeah, and everybody was cheering in the audience. So obviously the audience really likes this version of Peach, and they also didn't like the fact because at no point in the movie, I mean, Mario and Peach flirt a little bit, but not too much. But everyone was expecting like Peach to just lift up Mario in her arms and just kiss him, and I'm like, oh, hey Jazzy, what's going on, man?
Yes.
Glad you can make it, man. Even though it's through chat. If you're on Discord, if you're on Discord, I would let you in.
Yeah, I was telling Joey he should have called you up and got you in here.
But anyway, so what happened was, getting back into what I was saying, it's like, yeah, they really wanted to, they only flirted for like a few minutes. And I'm like, okay, for the first movie and what I'm thinking is going to be like a long franchise thing, yeah, probably not the best idea to just be like, okay, first movie, we're going to instantly make them fall in love with each other. Like, that's not how relationships even work in real life. Like, nobody, it's like, it's not, they're not going to be like Disney, they're not going to be like Disney and just have Ariel fall in love with the Prince Eric immediately after he sees him on the ship. Like, that's not going to be the case. Like, Peach is actually stronger than Mario in this movie, and Peach actually has to train Mario to fight Bowser. Like, she has like her own training course, and Mario has to basically go through this training course, and he fails miserably. They even played "Holding Out for a Hero," which a lot of us cringed at, because none of the people in the audience, especially the one that I was in, they don't really like that song, and so. Like, seeing Bowser fail a lot, or seeing Mario fail a lot on that training course was funny in and of itself, because we were like, because my friends and I were actually talking about this. Like, do you think that Mario just got good at doing all this, like, all this, like, shit, like, just, like, immediately, like, he just picked it up like that? Or did he, like, have to instantly, like, practice before he actually did all of this? And we were like, yeah, I mean, the video games, they'll probably turn him into, like, a god or something, but, I mean, in real life, you would actually have to go through a lot of training just to prepare for a fight. Like, there's no way that you could just eat a mushroom, get bigger and stronger, and think, like, oh, yeah, now that I have the confidence and strength of 10 men, now I can complete this training course. No, there's still a mind game that you have to go through. No, I understand, Jazzy. I knew that you were probably on a break of some kind at work, so I don't blame you. And
we gotta get together soon, Jazzy, and do an episode.
Mr. L say, yeah, like I said, you're always welcome on, dude. Mr. L is like, yeah, it would be kind of strange if Mario Peach just instantly fall in love. Like, yes, like, Peach is Peach is basically like royalty, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna fall for this plumber right away that basically just looks like a plumber. Like, they even talk about this. Like, Mario and Peach at one point talk about if they're both from Earth, because there's some backstory where Peach just walked into the pipe one day and a bunch of toads took care of her. And eventually, when she got powerful enough to beat the training course, she eventually got to become princess. And my friend says, "Wait, they made her a princess? They didn't just turn her into a queen? Like, why can't she be Queen Peach?" And my answer is, because then she would be called Princess Peach, which is what she's been known as for years on end. Like some things you just have to let go, dude.
Yeah, really.
This bitch been ruling for like 30-something years. It's time to be queen.
Or maybe she doesn't even want to be queen. Maybe that's a thing that Peach decided. Oh, I don't want to be a queen. Maybe I just want to be a princess. Maybe I'm not ready to be queen yet. I don't know. I don't know.
I was hoping it's that and not like, oh, you gotta be married if you want to be queen.
Well, like, none of them.
Off with that.
Yeah, no, I don't even think the Toad. I don't think the Toads even said that at any point.
I'm gonna look this up.
So anyway, because they're trying to figure out, like, oh, are we both from Earth, or do we come from different planets? And then Peach says the line, and I'm going to be paraphrasing, there's a lot of galaxies out there, and it just is a view of space. And I'm like, oh, they made a galaxy reference. I'm liking it already. So obviously they're going to try to do some galaxy stuff eventually. This is what my friends and I were hoping. If they make a Nintendo Cinematic Universe, like, they could start, like, Mario could start interacting with Samus and Fox, and, oh, look, there's the galaxy where the Hyrule's at, and maybe, like, there's something with that. But anyway, so yeah, after Mario fails miserably in the training, like, Peach is just like, well, you impressed me enough to actually come and help me fight. And then Toad joins them, and then they're both gonna go all the way to the Kong Kingdom, which is what that's all about. There's even, like, a cool little area where there's, like, a bunch of fire flowers, and it's like a whole field of them, and it's like, oh, this actually looks pretty cool. It's, like, very beautiful here on this landscape. And then, like, it's a convenient way to make fire. Just take a fire flower, which Peach does, and then create a fire. Oh, saves all of our problems. Now I'm wondering if the people on Survivor were just like, why were there no fire flowers on this island? So yeah, they finally get to the Kong Kingdom, and Cranky Kong is apparently king of the Kongs, which, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But, I mean, it's like, oh, because I was like, oh, they make no references to the Donkey Kong TV show, mind you. I was like, oh, maybe.
He is the original Kong.
Yes, but he was never king in any. He was never king in any of the games. It was always just mentioned in the games that Donkey Kong was the one that was like the protector of the island. So
There wasn't even a king in the cartoon, right?
no, like no. Well, King K. Rool, obviously. Who, by the way, is also a character in the show. But anyway, no, Donkey Kong in the show was said to be the future ruler of Congo Bongo. That was his title that he was given after he found the crystal coconut, which gave them pretty much all intelligence, and they were able to speak to each other. But no, in this one, like, Cranky is king of the Kongs, and everything is done by cart there. Like, the Kongs are actually the people that made the carts. So this is going to be canon. The Kongs are responsible for making all the Mario Karts. So we have Donkey Kong to thank for that. Yeah, so Cranky Kong says, "All right, I'll join your army only if you can defeat my son in a fight." And Peach is like, no. It's like, well, let's really think about this. And Mario just foolishly says, "No, I'll beat your son. How bad can he be? Or how hard can it be?" And Peach is like, "You asshole! What are you doing? Do you not realize what you're going up against? I'll be fine." And by the way, it's an entire arena like Gladiator. Like, there's even a moment where Donkey Kong makes a Gladiator reference, and he doesn't say, "Are you not entertained?" but he says something quite close to it.
And again, Donkey Kong voiced by Seth Rogen.
Yes, who did a pretty good job with him, I will say. Actually, made
Did they make the banana joke?
What banana joke? Banana Slamma? No, they didn't.
Banana Slammer.
Oh, they had one chance and they fucked it up.
Thanks. I don't. Well, if Donkey Kong gets his own movie, which, by the way, he should, because Donkey Kong would get just enough people into the theaters, because Donkey Kong is extremely popular as well. Like, they show Diddy, Dixie, Chunky from DK64. I'm like, oh my god, there are so many chances for them to like do a Donkey Kong movie.
The gang's all here.
The gang's all here, and then they're all going up against King K. Rool in his captain form, and his mad scientist form, and his boxing form. Like, there are so many things they could do with it. Yes, King K. Rool would be great in a Mario movie sequel, because King K. Rool is fucking deadly, man. Like he's like the one villain that actually kidnaps the main character of the franchise twice. Like, Bowser only kidnapped Mario once. Even King Boo kidnapped Mario multiple times. Oh, I did not realize this, John. They had a brief cameo of Banjo and Conker in the crowd. Oh, so if they did a Rare movie, that would be great. Conker, Banjo, and Donkey Kong all in one place. Oh, the ideas. I know.
Yes.
It's a 2-hour commercial, I know, but fuck it.
So was the wizard, but we're still here.
Conker animated cartoon on Adult Swim.
Yes, it would have to be on Netflix or Adult Swim or any of these other streaming sites that allow adult animation, because there's no way they could do a Conker one and not do Bad Fur Day shit. I mean, even the commercial that they did was like risque. I don't know if anybody remembers the Bad Fur Day commercial where it was like a woman just be like, "Oh yeah, give it to me," and then it's just like a squirrel just eating, just like a squirrel just eating nuts.
Off topic, but the guy who made Conker posted on his Twitter a video where he has the demo for what the game originally was going to be, 12 Tales.
Yes.
Where it's in his NX64. He turns it on, it goes to the main menu, and then he turns it off. So yeah, I don't know what he's going to do with that. I kind of hope he dumps it. The ROM, I mean.
Yeah, I hope so. That does not sound fun. But anyway, so Mario fights Donkey Kong, but Donkey Kong basically just kicks Mario's ass until he puts the cat suit on.
Oh gosh.
Mario from 3D World, the cat suit. Like, Donkey Kong just first of all laughs at it, which is like that infamous Donkey Kong meme that came out a few months ago. where it's basically Donkey Kong punching out a whole bunch of characters after saying, "Now you die." Which, by the way, they left that part in. That stayed from the trailers, which I'm like, okay, the meme is alive and well. But yeah, Mario just kicked Donkey Kong's ass in the cat suit.
Did you almost say baby kick?
No.
Self is turning into Joe now, everybody.
I blame it on the microphones.
These Yetis don't do shit anymore.
But yeah, afterwards, Cranky's like, okay, we'll give you our army. And it's like, it wouldn't be an army without carts. So they go into the garage and they all pick out their carts.
Fuck yeah, let's hit Bowser with a cart. And then keep running him.
Get him, losers, we're going to kick Bowser's ass.
Oh, look, there's Bowser, floor it.
and they take Rainbow Road to get there. Which, by the way, there really is no version of it. It's basically just Rainbow Road, which I will get to later because apparently people got upset over Rainbow Road and not for the reasons that you think. Hold on, let me text Jazzy really quick.
Oh, no, it's just what I'm trying to say is that there's one version of it that it's like the hardest one to go through.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it's the toughest one, but they have to take Rainbow Road to get there. Oh, I completely forgot to mention, they made a Luigi's Mansion reference because Luigi had a flashlight in his plumber's kit, and he pulled it out. When he got to the Badlands are just all dark everywhere. And so it looks like Luigi's Mansion outside the mansion, and there's one point where he's like, Mario! And I'm like, oh my god, they knew how to make a Luigi's Mansion. God, they made the Dry Bones and the Shy Guys creepy as hell. They actually did a couple of jump scares.
We need a Luigi's Mansion movie. Or better yet, like a little series where like each part is like a different like ghost. It's kind of like what they did with Danny Phantom, except better.
So what was it? So the Shy Guys kidnap Luigi and they bring him into Bowser's castle. And by the way, Bowser is actually has like security cameras all around the kingdom, and he's watching like Peach and Mario like interacting with each other. And Bowser gets fucking jealous, like, who is this man and why is he around Peach?
When the fuck did Bowser turn into Dr. Claw?
I don't know. I'm just trying to do my my best Jack Black impression. But even with with the cameras everywhere, I'm like, I mean, he's got soldiers everywhere. He's got spies everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. With the cameras, he sounded like fucking Dr. Claw up there. Just sitting and watching.
Yes, John. I forgot to say, like, the DK rap actually played as Donkey Kong's intro before the fight. So that was a great callback to TK64, the only Donkey Kong reference they made. So I'm like, oh, hopefully they make more when they make his own movie.
I hear they didn't properly credit the guys who wrote that.
I don't know. I mean, they did in the credits. Because we stayed afterwards for the credits, and they did actually credit the guys. Anyway, so Luigi gets taken to Bowser, and Bowser just asks him questions, and he tortures him by taking like hairs off his, or like trying to pull like a hair off his mustache. And he's like, and he's asking him questions like, is Mario the kind of guy that would have princesses fall in love with them? And Luigi's like, only if they have good taste.
Ooh, roasted by your own brother.
Yeah.
Thanks, Luigi. Next time I won't protect your ass from bullets.
No, but Luigi was trying to protect Mario by not making Bowser more mad at him, because like, Oh, it didn't. It didn't say Grant Kirkhope because the version that I saw, Jazzy, it actually did say that on there. I wonder if it's because like afterwards people said something online and they just like instantly changed it. I don't know, but yeah, it said it on my version when I saw it in the theaters. Maybe it was different for like the Wednesday and Thursday shows.
They probably did patch it in after after the early viewings because
yeah,
you waited a few days, right?
Oh yeah, because I saw it on Sunday, Easter.
Yeah, that's probably it then.
Okay.
Weird to think they could just patch a movie. Like,
I mean, hey, everything's digital now, so you can pretty much do that on the flick of a switch. Like, yeah, because they don't even doing. Yeah, because I know Jazzy, you saw it like earlier than I did, so maybe that. I mean, maybe the outrage, or maybe not outrage, but maybe the criticism didn't come in until later. Yeah, so they Thursday. Yeah. So Luigi just gets put into a cage along with the rest of the penguins that Bowser kidnapped after he stole the star from the Penguin Kingdom. And like they're all in cages and they're about to be lowered into a fire, like a pit fire of hell. And there's like this, like the creepy Luma, that creepy like blue flame Luma is like saying all these creepy things, and my friend is watching him like, I am creeped out by that thing. I don't want that thing in my dreams.
put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Yes, exactly. So yeah,
was it more creepier than the Willy Wonka tunnel thing?
No, not as scary as the creepy tunnel thing.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the evil Luma, which obviously they're going to make a reference to Rosalina in the future because they mentioned galaxies. I wonder if there's going to be any like Delfino Island action, because that would be pretty cool. Seeing the pinatas and the gnocchis again. Is there a bunch of Italian references?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
and Delfino Plaza, you mean?
Beautiful Dolphin Island.
Yes, it's basically an Italian island named after a dolphin, because that's what Delfino is.
Oh, part of it is also because the GameCube was originally going to be called the Dolphin, but Nintendo decided that would be silly, which is why there's a bunch of dolphin references in a lot of GameCube games.
I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I love me some dolphins. I live by dolphins. So my football team is named the Dolphins, for Christ's sakes. Nihilus Lumily, that's what the name of it was. I'm sorry, I lost track of where I was going. Yeah, so basically Luigi is the damsel in distress in the movie that Mario has to go save, while Peach is just trying to stop Bowser from like conquering the rest of the kingdom, because the Superstar will basically give him the power to destroy all the kingdoms and make it into his own. And we all know that Bowser's trying to marry Peach. You see, like, and I said the whole thing about Kamek dressing in drag, which was great, and the songs. Like, I'm hoping that it gets like best original song, like I said. So while they're on Rainbow Road, actually, like Bowser plans a sneak attack, and it's like, oh no, they found out that we were on Rainbow Road and everything, and so they attack them all. And
Blue Shell that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, Donkey Kong and Mario both got blue shelled to hell, and they got taken off the road. And then Peach basically had to retreat back to the kingdom because Bowser kidnapped all of the Donkey Kong army. So Peach and Toad made it out safely. Meanwhile, Mario and Donkey Kong get eaten by the eel from Super Mario 64.
Run away!
And they get stuck in the eel's stomach, and I can't remember how they got out. Oh, one of the rockets that Donkey Kong had on his cart, they used that to get out of the eel. And meanwhile, while they're inside the eel, like apparently there's going to be a rivalry going on between DK and Mario, because they do not like each other throughout the whole movie. Like, Donkey Kong's still salty that he lost to a plumber in a cat
I mean, they're
suit.
supposed to be rivals, like, in the games they're in, right?
Yes.
You know, the rivalry...
Yeah.
Rivalry passes through generations.
You son of a bitch, you kidnapped my daddy. That's why. He's probably salty.
But no, they actually do gain a lot of respect for each other. It's like, there's one point where Mario saves Donkey Kong. It's like, you saved my life. It's like,
Did they reference Donkey Kong Jr.?
No. No, but Donkey Kong does say that he does have daddy issues with Cranky, just like it's like, oh, my dad doesn't think that I'm serious enough to take over the kingdom or something. I'm paraphrasing. And it's like, Mario's like, oh, my dad doesn't like the fact that I started my own business. Well, I have more daddy issues than you do. Oh, fuck you, DK. Like, that's the crux of their argument. But they do actually help each other try to get up back to the Mushroom Kingdom so they could stop the wedding. Because here's the thing. Bowser goes to the Mushroom Kingdom and basically forces Peach to marry him. Otherwise, he's going to kill Toad.
Oh, no, not Toad. He was my favorite character.
Toad, that's my favorite character. But hey, cooked mushrooms tonight, guys, am I right?
Yeah.
But Peach is not going to let a single member of her Peach is not going to let a single member of her kingdom like die on a whim. So it's like, okay, I'll agree to marry you. Which, by the way, is just a trap because she has secretly an ice flower underneath her dress, so she's ready to kick Bowser's ass before the wedding starts. And I will say, And by the way, they did make some Paper Mario references because there was one boss from the original Paper Mario game that showed up at the wedding, and I was like, oh my god, they got the lava piranha from Paper Mario in here. Like, that's pretty fucking cool. I wonder if they will make any paper references later on.
Yeah.
So that was nice to see. Eventually, all the fighting starts, like the big fucking climax, and Mario saves Luigi from the burning flames of hell. And by the way, that was beautiful to see, because it's like, I told you I was never going to let anything bad happen to you, bro. And it was like, oh, and everyone was like crying in the audience again. But eventually, like, it gets so bad, the fight, that Mario has to basically transport the entirety of Bowser and his army into Brooklyn.
Oh, Lord.
So like an entire street of Brooklyn gets demolished because of Bowser. And there's one point where like Bowser breaks Mario's shoulder and basically incapacitates him, and Mario is just sitting over in the corner of like the pizzeria thinking like, I can't beat this guy. This guy's too strong. And he's like, Mario, you coward, come on out here so I can kick your ass again. Oh yes, King Boban was in the wedding party as well. So it's like, oh hey, Super Mario reference, or 64 reference. And then he's like, there's little remnants of his commercial that he plays. It's like, oh, we're here to save Brooklyn, save Brooklyn, save Brooklyn. Like it just twitches, and it's like, okay, I know what I gotta do. I gotta save Brooklyn from the evil Bowser. Yes, that's what it was. It was the Tanuki Sue with the Bonsai Bill. Yeah, I'm already forgetting things. But yeah, the Bonsai Bill, who was like a fucking huge as hell thing. Like, he has to take it into the pipe in order to get it away from the kingdom, because it was like, that thing is going to explode on the kingdom and everyone's going to die. So Mario pulled off an Iron Giant moment where he just took the Bonsai Bill into the war pipe, and the bill exploded in the war pipe and transported everybody there. That's what happened.
Rest in peace, flower people.
So, the ending of the battle actually ends up turning into part 5 of JoJo.
Oh God.
Like everybody, like Bowser and Mario are fighting over who gets the star. It was like, oh, I told my friend, I'm like, oh my god, this is the ending of part 5 right here. And he's like, Joey, don't spoil it. I'm like, it's been out for 20 years. Everybody knows the ending to part 5 if you're a JoJo fan.
Not me.
Well, you don't care about spoilers. My friend, here's one of the thing about one of my friends. Even if something has been out for like 50 years, like, he got mad when he found out the ending to Citizen Kane. I'm like, Citizen Kane came out in the fucking 40s. You had ample time. You had 50 years to see it, and you got upset because you didn't really...
people don't have the resources. I think I've said this before, like, sometimes... Or they don't know that they wanted to watch it, is what I'm, like...
But still, like, there's a certain amount of leeway I'll give people with spoilers. Like, if something just came out immediately, then that's fine. But it's like, okay, if you're going to spoil something that just came out recently, fine. But if it's something over years upon years, I mean, look, people are not gonna have much sympathy for that. Not in this day and age. But anyway, my point was, like, Mario and Luigi actually grabbed the star together, so they actually had a Superstar Saga moment, where it's like one of the endings of the games, and they actually kicked Bowser's ass all the way on there, and so they shrunk Bowser with, like, the poison mushroom, because the blue mushrooms are the poison ones, and they shrunk Bowser down to, like, the size of a peanut, and they just lock him in a cage. And
I'll be back.
Wasn't that like an ending for one of the Mario Galaxy games?
Yes, I believe it was the second one. Because the first one, he just woke up in a field with Mario. He's like, well, that was fun. Yeah, it was. You gotta remember, in the Mario universe, everybody's an actor and they're all playing characters on a stage. That's generally how the Mario games were supposed to go.
Yep. Look at 3.
What are you doing?
Like, and even in Mario Power Tennis on the GameCube, there's even moments where, like, they're doing outtakes of, like, the opening scene of the game. Like, Bowser gets electrocuted, and Waluigi goes to him and says, "Hey, don't expect mouth to mouth."
Wow.
He's like, "I'll just leave you to die, motherfucker. I don't care. I'll become the new villain of the show." It's like, you asshole, I have a family to feed. This is how I pay my bills. Like, yeah, well, you've gotten a lot, you're fucking more rich than I am. I mean, you've been around since the 80s, Bowser. I just got here. I've been, like, my career started 3 years ago. I need the money more than you do. So everybody in Brooklyn basically just calls them the Super Mario Brothers. Like, even, like, their former boss from the Wrecking Crew's like, "Hey, guys, let's give it up for the Super Mario Brothers." And we're like, oh, name drop.
No, title drop. Oh, he said it.
We can call him now.
And
boys.
And they basically get work as
Yeah,
plumbers.
boys, he said it.
He walks funny. Because, yeah, Mario and Luigi, the end of the movie, they basically get jobs as plumbers in the Mushroom Kingdom, so they get infinite work. And then everybody in Brooklyn offers them work, too, so I think they just go back and forth in between kingdoms through the pipe.
I say next movie they bring out fucking Wallow.
Well, no, here, I'll talk about that. So, what was it? The first ending credit scene was Bowser doing the serenade while he's in the cage, and they take away his piano privileges. It's like, "Do you have any idea?" It's like, and he says in, like, in a mini voice, "Do you have any idea who I am?" It's like they just leave him to be. And then the final end credits the final end credit scene is it shows the sewer in Brooklyn, and all of a sudden, all you see is a Yoshi egg that's about to hatch.
Woo!
No.
Because they only showed
Yoshi.
Yoshi in the background, and it was, like, only for a few seconds, so people barely forgot it. But it's like, oh my god, we might actually get the backstory about how Yoshi saved baby Mario and baby Luigi while they were kids, like, from this after the stork got fucking run over by a Kami. So yes, we're definitely getting Super Mario World as, like, technically the next sequel. They're going to Yoshi's Island, baby. And Sylph, if you post Boshi anywhere, I'm gonna be like, what the hell?
Okay. I was thinking more of posting the other Yoshi, the one from Paper Mario.
The original?
One, you know, the wrestling.
Wait, which Paper Mario are we talking about?
1,000 Year Door.
Oh yes, the little kick-ass Yoshi that you could.
Which, by the way, I didn't know this, but depending on how long it takes for them to hatch, the egg color. I mean, not the egg color. The color of the Yoshi changes.
Yes, there's multiple colors that the Yoshi can be, and you can name the Yoshi in the game. So you can
I know
name it
about the name on
anything.
it. I just didn't realize the color thing.
Yeah, I
I
Sorry,
tried.
I
I
name like
played
this-
it
Nintendo-
years ago.
So we're good. We're
I-
definitely good as Yoshi's Island boys. Oh, it's like wait, Peach, where are we going? We're going to Yoshi's Island. Is that like Peter Pan? We don't mention that here. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting who shows up in there. I am assuming that Bowser Jr. will show up because the main villain for Yoshi's Island was Baby Bowser, like multiplied by 100. It's like he was basically like a baby Godzilla in the game. So I'm assuming that there's either going to be a Shadow Mario Bowser Jr. reference or something like that. Maybe because they gotta get the kids involved somehow. It's like, Bowser, you have kids? Oh yeah, didn't you know I had 8 kids? Yeah, so, yeah, that's going to be interesting to see what happens. Probably will be like 2 years before the sequel comes out. Because that's how long...
Disney loves them very much.
Yes, world's greatest dad, as my friend Alex would say when referencing Bowser. Oh yeah, so that's the entirety of the movie. It was basically a 2-hour commercial, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Like my friend, I had 2 friends to go with me. One of my friends who's not usually impressed with anything that has to do with any of the franchises that he likes, like Star Wars or anything involving Marvel or any like other stuff. Like he was more impressed with this than he was any of the Star Wars sequels, which I know is not saying much, but like he said, like this is actually something that I enjoyed even more than the Avengers movies, which I know is not saying much either. But
Not saying much considering how watered down they are.
yeah, but I mean, he loved everything. He loved everything before Infinity War came out. Everything after Endgame, he was like, God, it's so stale. Which I know is not saying much. That's obvious. But like you saw he got out of the movie and he's like, oh my God, that was like the most fun that I've had in a movie theater in a long time. I've never laughed as hard as I did. Like him and I were laughing so much so that we were laughing the hardest out of anyone in the theater. And my other friend was just like quietly laughing in the corner because I don't know. He's the type of guy that does not like laughing in movie theaters. Like I don't know. Like he was like, why? What you think it's funny, right? Like, yeah, it's funny. It's like, why don't you want to laugh? Why aren't you laughing at it? It's because, well, I don't know. Like his explanation for it, his
I
explanation.
think I get what they're going for. Like there are some people who just restrain a little because, like to them, it's like as an act of courtesy for like other movie viewers, like not wanting to ruin the experience.
Courtesy is out the window with movie theaters. Like everybody talks, everybody laughs, everybody just acts like it's a sports game now. There is no courtesy in movie theaters anymore, and the movie theaters have stopped encouraging it too because there were enough people that complained about the whole like keeping quiet in theaters because people are like, hey, listen, I gotta.
Hey, just because a lot of people are doing that doesn't mean we have to follow them. Like if they, oh gosh, I'm turning my fucking mom. If they were smoking crack, would we do it too?
Yeah, and the answer is yes. The answer is yes, they would. Because they were trying to appease their subscribers because now movie theaters have subscribers where if you have like a monthly subscription you can see a free movie like once a month. You get like reduced prices at the movie theater, so they're trying to appease the people who buy their subscriptions. So that's why they got rid of the rules in the first place, because they realized that the movie theater business is dying. And they're trying to appease as many people as possible because everything's going to streaming. Everything's going to streaming. Yeah,
but if they didn't put fucking signed seats out, I would fucking go to the theater.
Well, that's another thing that people complained about because the pricing for the movie theaters, like the middle seats, are considered the most expensive because that's when you go to a movie theater. The middle seat, the middle row, has the best sound quality. It's better than if you sit in the back or if you sit in the front or anywhere else. The middle is the best, and because of that, they charge more for it. And the only reason why people went to the movies in the first place, when movies came out very early on in like the 1910s and the 20s, the reason why people went to the movies so much was because ticket prices were the same price regardless of what class you were in. Whether you were rich, whether you were poor, whether you were middle class, the ticket prices were all the same. And you had this commingling of different cultures all coming together and appreciating what was being put in front of them on the movies. So that's why movie theaters back then were so popular, because it was cheap, it was affordable, everyone can go to it. But as it started to grow, and as more people started to go to it, they started to ramp up the prices. And that was why the streaming services started taking control of the whole movie market, because then there was a need for people to actually just watch it at home, because they didn't want to have to drive and then spend a whole lot of money on popcorn, because then they jacked up the prices for all the snacks, because they realized more people were going to the movies more than ever before. And the streaming service is like, why would people spend $40 on movie tickets plus food for an experience that will only last you about 2 hours, when you could just watch it when you could basically just watch it on a subscription service from home, and you can have peace and quiet, like Mr. Els just said. Like, just watch it at home if you want peace and quiet. So yeah, there's that added advantage of like, oh, hey, I don't have to go to the movies all by myself, because for a lot of people, going to the movies by yourself is kind of weird to them. It's like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be like a shared experience. Going to a movie by yourself, I can't really share with anybody. Unless I'm just seeing it by
I get what you're saying, but technically they're not alone. There's still other people, just alone as in no one driving home with them.
Yeah, or the added conception, like, I can't share this movie with the people that I'm close with. Like that's like the main concern with some of my friends. Like, that's one of the reasons they don't go to the movies, is because they don't want to go alone, because they want to share their experience with somebody that they're close to. And so the only way they could do that is if doing it through streaming, because at least then you can like do like, oh, hey, we could just get on Discord and watch it together, because we can just screen share the whole thing.
Oh, hey, we can just go on Discord. I don't have to put on pants. We can watch a movie.
Whoa, Sylph! I wasn't gonna go that far with it.
Sylph is running my territory right now. Jeez.
There's a pair of shorts that I like wearing that I can't wear out. Too short.
Okay, you said shorts. Okay, because some people are gonna take that as like, oh, I'm just not gonna wear anything underneath. Like, what? You're doing.
Wait, hold on.
Uh-oh.
I meant like good pants, like jeans.
Okay. So here's some of the stuff so Sylph apparently found a review that we're probably going to read, because they said it was ridiculous. So, I mean, hey.
Oh, hold on, I gotta find that again.
But in the meantime, let me talk. I talked about how like Peach. The people thought like Peach should have been like a helpless princess. I already talked about that. But then Alex Jones comes into the picture.
Oh, what the fuck?
Fuck. Don't. What the fuck does this asshole want?
So Alex Jones was a guest on Cold Feet's podcast on Tuesday or Wednesday, I believe. And Cold Feet, for anyone that doesn't know, that's our nickname for Steven Crowder, because he ran away from a debate with like one of the most popular YouTubers out there. And we did and so like Steven Crowder and Alex Jones were talking about the Mario movie, and they said it was an anti-woke success. When like a week before, they were saying it was like the most woke movie in existence because Rainbow Road existed. That's the only reason why they didn't. That was one of the reasons why they didn't like the movie, was because Rainbow Road existed.
But, like, that existed before, you fucking idiots. That was since at least the 90s.
So, yeah, since Super Mario Kart. That's where Rainbow Road originated from. And there was like a whole bunch of people that were saying like, oh, Rainbow Road is the most woke thing in this entire movie besides Peach being a girl boss. And by the way, nobody said anything about Kammy dressing in drag. which I'm surprised nobody said anything. But then when you realize most of these people that have problems with like drag things and everything, they're the most watched viewers of trans porn. No joke. There's actually hard numbers on that. There are receipts for that. They are the most hardcore watchers of trans porn out there. So it makes the most sense that they would have no problem with like seeing somebody dress in drag. But anyway, so
I found it.
Okay, cool. So they were calling it an anti-woke success, and I'm like, wait, why did they think that? Because it did so good in the box office. It was the most successful animated movie in its opening weekend, and because it beat out Lightyear in the box office.
Oh, shit.
Like so, because for them, Lightyear is now the quintessential woke movie that every other animated movie has to beat. Like, every other movie that's not made by Disney has to beat out Lightyear, because now they consider Lightyear to be the most Disney thing imaginable. And all because of a gay kissing scene at the end of the movie that they completely
wasn't it cut originally?
Only in certain countries. Like, I know that in China they took it out. I know in America they kept it in. Like, all the countries that have like homophobic laws, they pretty much said like, yeah, take this part out of the movie because we don't want to put that in there. And Disney applied, obviously. But yeah, because of the
hold on. Sorry to interrupt, but it technically was cut, but they restored it after the Don't Say Gay bill.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about that portion of it. I just saw it like after they that they put it in. But yeah, because of that one thing, because of that one scene, because a black woman kissed another woman. That's the barometer that they now set it at. It's like, what other animated movie that's not Disney can do well in the box office? So they pitched it as a success that Mario beat Lightyear. Here's the only problem. Mario has been a franchise that's been around for 35 years, and it's one of the most popular media franchises in the world, next to Pokemon. Nothing beats Pokemon. Pokemon is the most popular.
It's a $1 billion franchise.
Yes. But so, yes, obviously it's going to do great in the movies because everyone saw the trailer and it looks exactly like the games. So, of course people are going to go for it. Of course they are. So, people got really upset people like Alex Jones and Steven Crowder got really excited. It's like, because they're just looking for something. They're looking for something to latch onto because they just want to beat their woke opponents. They want to keep their anti-gay thing alive, and so they'll latch on to anything that's a success. Even though the Mario movie has a lot of woke things in there. There are several. I mean, we talked about Cammy can drag. We talked about Peach being a girl boss, who, by the way, these people were complaining about before they even saw the movie. And Alex Jones was like, yeah, I decided to take my daughter to go see the movie. And, yeah, I'm really excited to go see him. Yes. Yes, he has a daughter. And a son.
Like, as in made, but helped make.
Yes, he helped make it. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go take them to see this movie because now that I found out it's done well in the box office, I'm gonna go see it now with her. So yeah, that's and then everyone was just looking at them like, what the hell? Like, after everything that you guys said about the movie beforehand, now all of a sudden, since it beat a Disney movie from last year, mind you, this is last year. This is not something that happened this year. It was this is like an animated movie that came out 20 years in the future. All of a sudden beat Lightyear. It's like, yeah, that was 20 years ago. It's like, well, that's still the movie that we have to go by. It's like, yeah, but there's been other gay kissing scenes in like later movies that have done much better than Lightyear. Oh no, we're still gonna focus on that one. It's like, okay.
And it's kind of weird that they're fixating on like Disney stuff too, because like usually when they put like characters like that, it's usually like one of those blink and you miss things.
Yes.
they're like, oh, hey, we're gonna pretend to be representing, except we're just gonna be throwing breadcrumbs at most. And I'll be grateful for the breadcrumbs.
But no. Yeah, so like I said, they're just trying to latch on to anything to try to keep their narrative alive. Because they know they're not doing well amongst the majority of people in America, so they're latching on to anything. I mean, these are the same people that got mad at Bud Light, the beer company, because they actually had a very popular trans TikToker sponsor their beer. And so a lot of, what was it, Kid Rock, he took like his cases of Bud Light and then just shot them with his like assault rifle. Yes, and so there was this company that's like in, I can't remember if it was like somewhere in Illinois, I believe, I don't know, or somewhere close to it in the Midwest, where it was just like, oh, this is a beer for manly men, unlike that Bud Light and stuff like that. And so it was like a very cringy commercial, and it came out, and like a guy is just walking out of a bathroom with a beer in his hand. Like, who walks out of a bathroom with a beer in their hand? Unless you're in a very drunken situation in like a sports bar or something, where you're just like completely like fucking hammered.
Oh, didn't you know? People like to get drunk while taking a shit.
Yeah.
It numbs the pain.
Ugh.
And they were out on a baseball field, and by the way, in the commercial they talk about how manly man they are, and the guy just throws a punch, or not throws a punch, but pitches a baseball, and he doesn't even throw it like any of the major leaguers. He just is very wimpy with it. It's like, you paint yourself as the most manly men in the world, and yet you can't handle throwing a baseball, and you can't handle when a trans TikToker sponsors your favorite beer, even though you're like even though the numbers show that you're the most watched viewers of trans porn out there. Like, I mean, we all know that Alex Jones got caught watching trans porn on his phone. It's documented evidence. It's been documented, and he's even tried to deny it while on air, and it was just hilarity because everyone knew he was lying.
Same thing with people who are racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bathroom is dirty. Don't take your drink in there. Like, yeah, just leave your beer on the table. No one's gonna take it, and especially if you at least have people going with you to the bar. Unless, of course, your friend drinks your beer. Then you have a problem. That's when you go to the jukebox, and then you play their least favorite songs on repeat.
Let's go Pussycat Challenge.
Just play Tom Jones music for like an entirety of an hour or something. Let's see how people go. Not to say Tom Jones is a bad artist, but there are just some people that just can't handle Tom Jones after the whole Fresh Prince meme happened. But yeah, so that was like some of the, I don't even want to call them critiques because they're not really critiques. It's just like bad. It's just like oh, and they were also
gallery.
Yeah, it was just like, why are these movies so popular? Why are none of our movies popular? Oh, somebody also brought up a good take. Like, a lot of these guys used to be in the entertainment business. Steven Crowder played the brain on Arthur, and that was his only claim to fame. And then he decided to join and started making a YouTube channel when he realized he couldn't do it. Alex Jones was in a couple of movies. He made a few documentaries and did poorly with them. Nobody took him seriously. There was even like a famous movie director that just put him in a Keanu Reeves movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but Alex Jones was like, it was Keanu Reeves starring in it. It was a Richard Linklater film. I can't remember the name of it, but Alex Jones, he's like
Scanner Darkly.
Yes, Scanner Darkly, and he's portraying. He's playing a guy that's on the street with a megaphone that's like saying, "Oh, the government's lying to you. You gotta listen to me. You gotta listen to me, people." He's like on a soapbox, and then they just put him in a van and they just drive him away. And it's like, yep, probably the best thing to do for this guy. But he was in the entertainment business for a while. He had his own like public radio show in the 90s where he was like doing Texas things. And yeah, and then that fell apart. And then like he had to do InfoWars because that was the only way to make a living back then. And still today because he's getting sued out the ass. And then all these other people that have YouTube channels that are like on the conservative side, they all got rejected by Hollywood because their acting sucked, A, or B, their screenwriting sucked, and now they want to try to take over Hollywood by delegitimizing it. So by trying to delegitimize the Mario movie for a while, a thing that's just like, oh, hey, it got a whole bunch of people watching it, it made millions, and then they realize, oh, wait, this did better than Lightyear. Let's completely change our opinions to say it's better than Lightyear. Because that's the thing they're jumping on now. It's like, let's legitimize Disney, and let's completely legitimize Disney and then try to make people like our movies. Which, by the way, Ben Shapiro made his own movie with, like, one of the people that was on The Mandalorian that got fired. And that only did, like, $200 in the box office. Because it was completely... It was just a cabin. And they just shot a movie for 2 hours that was near a cabin, and it didn't do well. People didn't watch it, and it was a limited viewing, obviously, because nobody would fund it, and it did horribly. So obviously, these people are not talented enough to make movies, and they hate that. They hate that they just are just not good at filmmaking. And now it's like, well, we're just gonna take it over then, and then this stuff happens. And my point is to them, and my point to people out there is, if they do this shit, there's several things you can do. A, mock them to hell. Mock them relentlessly. They do not like it when they do not like getting pushback from their opinions. Mocking them is the way to get people to realize that their ideas are ridiculous. And have receipts. If you have receipts of things that they said in the past, it's good to have those receipts because A, they're going to try to completely ignore it, which is their last case scenario, or they're going to acknowledge it but then not have a good response to it. So if you see anybody criticizing the Mario movie to a point where it's that type of criticism, then you got something to go on. Now, there's been some people that have criticized it. It said that's basically a 2-hour corporate commercial for the Mario brand. I mean, yes, that's basically anything that's like Marvel, Star Wars, or anything. It's like a 2-hour commercial for the franchise. That's not to say that it's not. That's not to say that it's not good, but one of my friends that saw the movie, he actually interacted with a reviewer who said the Mario movie. The reason I didn't like it was because it had no Shakespearean acting in it, or it didn't give me that Shakespeare experience. And my friend was like, what? Did you really expect Mario to go, oh, Princess... Oh, did you really expect Mario or Princess Peach to say, oh, Mario, where art thou, Mario? Did you really expect Princess Peach to say that? Did you want Mario to die by poison and then have Princess Peach just take a Tanuki suit and then just fly away and just fly into the sun for some unknown reason? Did you just want that? And just had a little back and forth with the guy. It's like, and the guy was like, oh, you don't understand how filmmaking is supposed to work. And my friend was like, wait a minute, so you're just going to put every movie into like the same category. You're just going to judge every movie under the same conditions and the same things. Like, no, you got to, it's like every movie is different, especially if it's coming from like a franchise thing. Especially if it's coming from another medium. Like, you're not going to appreciate the Mario jokes and the Easter eggs if you don't know anything about the Mario franchise. Like, what are you talking about? Like, there's important context that you're leaving out because you're sticking to your what's the word I'm looking for? Your
evolution.
Well, no, not evolution, but it's like your prerequisites for what makes a good movie. Like, so, like, you have your standards, and you're not going to move away from them. So,
hey, Eric.
Well, we already talked about the woke stuff a little bit, Eric, so you can go back and listen to that if you get a chance. It's filmmaking, so it's supposed to be different. Yes, not everybody makes the same type of movie. And sometimes movie reviewers can get a little too egotistical with their views. Because once they start getting a name for themselves, they think that their opinion is God and that people will respect their opinion, because ultimately their opinions will influence what movies get put into the awards ceremony. Which I'm thinking, like, Mario movie does have a chance to get into the Oscars for Best Animated Film. Granted, it might not win because they might go with the Disney movie, which they've done the majority of the time. Like, Disney wins that category almost every year. And even if it's like two Disney movies going up against each other, it's usually the Pixar one. Usually. It's very rare that something out of Pixar does not win when it's two Disney movies against each other. Or if it's something like what was it? Frozen. If it was Frozen, where it did better than a Pixar film, then it's like, okay, that's going to automatically win. So every year it's just like, oh, which Disney movie's going to win? When Spider-Verse won, that just broke the internet, because it's like, oh, yay, finally a Disney movie that didn't win. It's like, well, yes, because Spider-Verse was really good. That's the reason why it won. So if we see the Mario movie at the Oscars, the ratings will probably go up, and we won't need to have Will Smith slapping Chris Rock across the face to increase the ratings, because they'll probably just have Chris Pratt and Charlie Day just doing the voices of Mario and Luigi for, like, presenting the awards for something, which would be, I mean, just seeing Mario at the Oscars is just enough on its own. Were you able to find that review, Sylph? Banana? Are you talking about the N64, like, oh, banana thing, John? So Sylph said they found a review, so once they get back, we're going to try to read that review of the Mario movie, because from what they said, it's interesting. I have not seen any of this review yet. Jack Black in a Bowser costume giving the awards. That would be something to see. Especially if his song gets nominated for Best Original Song. If he dressed up like Bowser and sang the song, I think that would be pretty cool for the internet to see.
Genius.
Mr. L. I want a movie about pans. The kitchen needs to be represented in all its glory.
Give it.
What was the closest thing to that? Oh god, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was a bunch of fruits and vegetables and like a bunch of other foods that were basically getting eaten by people, and it was like almost a horror movie for the
Food Party.
Yes, that was it. That's like the closest thing we had to a kitchen movie, kitchen animated movie.
I thought VeggieTales was the closest thing.
Well, no, I'm talking about recently. This beats VeggieTales by far. Plus, VeggieTales is deeply religious. So.
Fuck that.
About Food Fight.
Oh, we don't talk about Food Fight on this stream ever.
We don't talk about that.
I've seen the animation in the trailer. I'm sorry, no, I am not watching that. That thing is an abomination.
I'll watch it with our fans if they want me to.
Yeah, could if we could find that movie, that's definitely a Discord thing. I am not putting that on here.
How would you like that, guys, in the chat? Tell me, when we open our Discord, you want to watch fucking Food Fight with me?
Yeah, specifically with Circus.
Yeah, and I want nothing to do with it. Damn
it. What is it?
Oh no.
John
Hold
says,
on, I gotta.
John
I'm gonna link
says,
something that I found that would definitely unalive people.
Well, Mr. L, Joey's threatening to fucking show me fucking Thomas the Tank Engine. That's gonna be a horror movie for me.
No. Thomas the Tank Engine is light years better than Food Fight. Food Fight you will watch and you'll probably say, is this movie over yet?
It's a fetish movie, I heard.
No.
Or
whoever
we can just go like, am I dead yet?
Whoever said that to you is strongly mistaken.
I mean, there were parts of it that were questionable, and someone did admit that they had the Lady X character like purposefully sexualized.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, Dana. He wants to watch that movie with me.
Oh God, no.
Not with the drinking game.
Yeah, no, please save yourselves from doing any type of drinking games with bad movies. Never do it. Never, ever. It's never a good idea.
I'm a
Because you'll
masochist.
die at the end.
I'm a fucking masochist. Let's watch bad movies.
Like you could just
Oh,
watch
Jesus,
it.
Circus.
Look,
The admission of your submission is just disturbing right now.
It's not like I'm asking you to watch 50 Shades of Grey.
No, 50 Shades is better than Food Fight. I'll say that.
Oh my god.
And that shit tame.
Yeah.
We
Nostalgia-
don't mention Nostalgia Critic.
Oh, if nostalgia. Look, that's. It's like, Doug Walker saying it's a fetish movie. He's probably looking at that and saying like, "Oh, if only this movie was better," but it's not. That thing is an animation abomination. The fact that movie was made suggested to me that they don't have any respect for the way that no respect for like animation at all.
Dana, I'm gonna get you later.
I mean, I could say that about the Donkey Kong
I mean,
TV
someone
show.
did try and stop it from happening.
I mean,
'Cause they went into the... Okay, so the story was hard drives were stolen. No, it wasn't. It was a single room that had, like, a server, I think. And someone went in there and, like, messed with it.
oh yes, the Thomas the Tank Engine movie, John. Yes, the one with Alec Baldwin in it. Yes, it definitely.
What was the sparkle shit?
Yeah, because my friend who loves trains and Thomas the Tank Engine, he said like that movie sucked, but I still have it with me, regardless of how bad it is. I will keep it in my collection because it is Thomas. I'm like, wow, even I wouldn't go that far. Like I didn't like the movie and I didn't even have it on my shelf.
Okay, let's take back the 50 Shades. I'd rather watch it than Birdemic.
At least Birdemic is funny.
Birdemic is hilarious.
It's the sequel that,
Oh, the
It's four.
the sequel was just like they were just trying too hard. They were like,
four.
our movie is bad, so let's just make it even worse. Like, no, that's like Tommy Wiseau with like his latest shark movie that he's making. Like he knows that his movies are bad. He knows that he's just putting on like a show now that's like, oh hey, isn't it great how we suck at like doing things? Like everything is deliberately bad, and it's like, no, like all the charm out of the room is just taken out of all your other projects. Like with
Yeah.
The Room, you try to make a serious movie. Now with all your other projects, you're just trying to make a purposely bad movie or TV
I
show.
hate when like people get people do something that's so bad it's good or so bad it's funny, and then they get self-awareness because that just destroys the whole thing.
I'm with John. Oregon Trail movie.
Oh, we played Oregon Trail. We played Oregon Trail on here, and Circus just kept
Right,
on
exactly.
dying. Circus just kept on
Yes.
dying.
I blame all those
And I-
Chippendale guys.
Yeah, she had to bring
And
the
I
Chippendales.
think,
with her.
I think my character gets injured all the time.
Yes.
Damn, my girl is accident prone.
You got TV. Now you're dead. Fuck my life.
Listen, an Oregon Trail TV show would probably be better because at least then there would be a lot more content to put in.
Well, Uncle Joe's got typhoid.
And how many of those would they be able to like base on like true stories?
I don't know. There's only
Every week.
there's only so much they can do with it. No Oregon Trail. We're not doing organs. There doesn't need to be a movie about live organs.
I thought. Wait, you mean like the zombie version of
Yeah.
Oregon Trail?
We don't need zombies. There's
Right.
already
From The Walking Dead.
there's already enough zombies as it is, and I'm sorry, Walking Dead completely destroyed the zombie genre. Like I mean, Last of Us is technically not zombies, even though they act like zombies, even though they're technically not. But they're doing a much better job with it than Walking Dead ever did with it, because it just kept it never ends. It
That
never
was
ends.
fungus, right? Like based on a fungus that controls ants.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know the whole
Well,
specifics of it. In the
Walking Dead is like one.
HBO show, are you talking about Walking Dead or Last of Us?
The Last of Us.
Okay, well, in the show, the HBO show, it's basically a COVID-like virus that destroys everybody.
Oh, okay. I was gonna in the game it was a weird fungal thing.
Yeah, so
It's
in the show, they're trying to relate it to the COVID pandemic. Like, that was the whole reason why the show was made. So it's like more of a virus that's pretty much kills everybody.
But at least for that reason, it'd be more plausible to be able to make a cure or a vaccine for it. Because, yeah, in the game you can't exactly do that for fungus.
Yeah, no. But the
Mr.
ga-
L, that wouldn't work either because all the vampires would die of blood hunger.
Oregon
When they
Trail.
can't find it.
Wait, we already have a Nicolas Cage vampire movie coming out. All right, that or yeah, you Reinfeld. Yeah, Nicolas Cage plays Dracula.
Again, another vampire movie with him.
Yes, but this time he actually is a vampire. He actually is Dracula. He's not playing a crazy person. Like, he's literally a vampire. Like,
That's probably what's going on in his head.
Like,
That's not what he sees.
he didn't literally lose his mind and then just start going and then just went completely crazy and then get killed at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, Christian Bale, when Christian Bale was doing American Psycho, that's where he took inspiration from, was Nicolas Cage. I'm like, well, if one of the most popular actors thought that Nicolas Cage, like, acting in that movie was a good inspiration, then okay.
There's one scene out of that damn movie I can't watch. Is when he fucking, like, kills that homeless dude.
Oh, American Psycho?
Yeah.
Now, I've watched it once, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, this movie is just way too weird. Like, it's just weird. Like that whole scene where he's with the sex workers in his room, and he's talking about how much he loves Phil Collins. I'm like,
Wasn't you finish yours? Then no.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Say the question.
Right. Wasn't he also in a movie where it's like parents snap and go after their kids?
Oh, Nicolas Cage, yes. The parents all snap and they kill their kids. I can't remember that. I remember showing a clip of that to everybody, to like Circus and Mooney, where he does like he
He's about anal plugs.
Well, no, he smashes a pool table, and he's singing the Hokey Pokey while he's smashing the pool table.
Oh, yeah, that fucking...
Well, someone in chat probably remembers the name of it.
So we got aliens on Oregon Trail, and then we have demons in Oregon Trail. Now, don't give
Mr.
the
L, Ron, you both need to make a video game of Oregon Trail with supernatural creatures.
Well, I mean, hey, it's an 8-bit game, so they have
Yeah.
the tech. It's very easy to do that. I mean, if the people who made the Atari porn games can like take Atari like graphics and do that stuff with it, then these guys can do it with Oregon Trail.
Well,
with
I know what you're
Apex.
talking about. I think they went like bankrupt.
Yes, they did. Oh, Sylph, were you able to find that Mario review?
Yeah, I put it in the in the chat.
Oh, hold on. Let me pause. Okay, I finished the track. All right, let me go find it.
Okay, it was the movie I was thinking about was called Mom and Dad.
Yes, that's what it was called, Mom and Dad.
Eric, I just watched that movie. Again.
Okay, so this
I
is
fucking
a
love that movie.
CTV News. So this is what
Just
it's called.
read the title and then look at the people roasting it.
Okay.
Before you-
Movie reviews. The Super Mario Brothers movie delivers what Nintendo has been successfully doling out for 40 years.
Oh, I meant the thing they put for their tweet before.
Oh. I didn't even see the tweet. I just went right to the
Hold
thing.
on, movie reviews. The Super Mario Bros. Movie has all the charm of an unplugged Game Boy.
What?
Excuse me?
What? What Game Boys were they plugging in?
I mean, I know they're complete idiots, but at the same time, there was something where you could technically plug it in, but it was a battery recharger.
Yeah, I had battery rechargers, but that was mainly it. Oh, Genshin Impact. My friends actually play that. When they're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh, they'll play Genshin.
Some people try to get me into Genshin, but I was not feeling it. Since I've already got as many other games as is on my phone, I gotta check out.
All right, so here's
Or at
the
least kind of complete.
So here's the actual review. All right, I'm gonna have. All right, I might as well before I do that, let me switch on over to some Mario Party action so that I can read this at the same time while I'm doing this, so that two things are not going on at the same time, because it's like, oh, I'm trying to play a game and do this at the same time. It's pretty brutal when I do that.
What the fuck, Bill, about this meat?
Why do you need meat?
And I'm playing, raw meat
Oh,
or ham.
I mean, because you gotta make food somehow, Circus.
Because I'm good at hunting, I found out.
That's equivalent to the IGN reviewer who said Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire had too much water. I mean, hey, listen, you can never have too much water. You need water to survive.
I remember that. They made fun of it in Sun and Moon, where you took a picture of a seagull. One of the comments would be too much water.
even they're self-aware. And
even Game Freak was clapping back at them.
It's like, oh yeah, too much water. Oh god, if they make a region based on Italy, they're gonna have a field day with that, because there's water everywhere.
Mr. L has meat. Perv.
No. Go somewhere else for that.
He probably has uncooked meat for her.
H2O's yes, it is. Just don't tell Adam Sandler's Waterboy that Gatorade is better.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh, so it really sucks.
I will say that was like the only funny thing that I ever laughed at in an Adam Sandler movie.
Whoa! What are you doing?
What's up?
Oh, he scratched the chair I'm sitting in, and then he ran into the closet.
Eric saying, "Nah, someone will say it's too Italian."
I look at him, he looks at me, his eyes glow.
Oh, now you got me thinking of that Weird Al song, like Trapped in the Drive-Thru.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Yeah, he looks at me, and I look at her, and she looks at me, and I look at her.
I love that little part where they turn on the radio and the music just like knocking them over.
Yeah, it's just like it's just Led Zeppelin like just blasting in the car. Oh, which by the way, I have not seen the Daniel Radcliffe Weird Al movie yet.
I have. It's just a big old parody on his life.
I know. I want to see it for that reason, but I don't have the Roku channel.
Ah.
All right. Let me take a look at this review. The Mario movie.
I don't either, but I found another way to get it.
I know, because you got your ways.
Yeah. My magic.
Hi.
Okay, so this guy's basically just giving an outline of the movie. Like, Okay, so this is where I think this is where the actual review starts. There are questions you have to ask when reviewing a movie inspired by a video game. Is it good because it remains faithful to the game, or is it successful because it transcends the game and embraces the big screen? Okay. If you want if you want an answer to that, as long as it sticks to the original material and looks good on the big screen, then it's good in my book. So it's a mixture of both. It's not one or the other. If you'd answered yes to the former and no to the latter, you may enjoy the Mario Brothers movie. The theatrical experience of the film is essentially like playing the game without the inconvenience of actually having to play the game.
Eric, I thought Monopoly was the destroyer of friendships.
Mario Party is.
No, I thought Monopoly.
Yeah, Mario Party is.
No, Monopoly, you could still make friends in Monopoly.
Yeah, by the time... Yeah, you keep saying that until you have to pay grandma for fucking, like, rent.
I never had that issue. But then again, we always played the Pokemon version of Monopoly, so we were just, we just like, okay, you can keep that Pokemon, it's not a really good one anyway.
Alright, hold on.
Wait, what are you looking for, Soph? Oh, Amish Paradise.
There, the thing I forgot existed. Mario Monopoly.
I want that, and why isn't it not in my collection? I don't know, but I need that in my collection somewhere.
Then order it.
Trying to find it without having to go to Amazon is not fun.
I probably should have asked this before, but my fans aren't causing any interference, are they?
I don't hear them.
Okay, cool, because I
I'm
have a little portable AC that runs on water, or it dispenses misty water.
I'm just worried about Elliot. My brain just farted. Sorry.
Oh no, he's being his usual self. I would think he'd be looking out the window because I opened it to get cold air in, but no, he's just existing somewhere else.
I know it's burning up in here.
It's almost 80 fucking degrees today.
It's 67 here.
Like,
Okay.
I haven't even been outside, and I think I got a faint sunburn.
Yikes.
So I'm just looking at the rest of this review, and basically the movie sucks is because they cater to the fans.
Isn't that the point?
They created a movie with all the charm of a broken Game Boy. Loud and frenetic, it's propped up by nostalgia for the game and little else. I'm sorry, do you not play...
Attention for someone whose job is becoming less and less relevant.
Who pissed on your
They
childhood?
tie off their own farts while praising a pedo movie.
Like I said, who pissed on his childhood or her?
No, it's a guy. And by the way, looking at the guy, this guy is definitely in his 50s.
Then yeah.
Yep. Oh, for fuck's sake. Hold on.
Yeah, but wouldn't he fucking Pong be out by the time he was in his age? Youth.
I don't know. I don't even know if he even played it. He just seems like the guy that just is like, oh wow, this NES is a fad. It's only gonna last for a while. It's not like Mario's gonna end up becoming like a major success. This is the type of guy who probably thinks that the Mario movie, like making a movie about Mario, is equivalent to making a movie about something that came out in the 90s and then never had any success outside of the 90s, and then all of a sudden people just started making a movie on it. It's like, hey, see, isn't it cool that we're making this movie after so long?
Trolls?
Are we talking about what?
Trolls.
No, Trolls is pretty recent.
No, trolls were like a thing back in like the 90s and 80s.
The little dolls?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about that Trolls. I'm like, why? Why are you talking about the DreamWorks movies?
It's all the same.
They're based on that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but not the like the original Trolls. But even then, like the Trolls in that one, like that became an instant success. There's like 3 movies now on it. I'm talking about something like something that came out in the 90s. Like if Buffy the Vampire Slayer all of a sudden had a movie that came out 30 years later, it's like, oh hey, isn't it great that we're making a movie 30 years later off of a popular franchise that was made by a I almost said dick dictator, but a dick director. Even though Josh Whedon could be considered a dictator in some people's eyes.
See, Eric remembers Trolls.
Mr. L, video games are for kids. Okay, boomer. This is basically Generation X boomer shit. Like it's like, oh, you can't play video games when you're an adult. This is probably a guy and I'm just speculating here, but this is probably a guy because he gives off. Oh! And I just looked up this guy's thing. Apparently, he's apparently a huge fan of rock music that came out in the 70s and the 80s. So my question to him is, wouldn't you think it's the same deal if you went to go see a band that did a rock concert today, but they were made in the 80s? Wouldn't you think that it's like catering to fans at that point, that they're all of a sudden doing a rock concert from your era? Now, what if I were to turn around and say, man, this band, they just don't have it anymore. And the fact that the only reason like they did a concert was to cater to their fans. 2 stars out of 5. People would be like, oh, fuck you. How can you say that about Queen?
Chester!
Or something like that.
Chester, stop biting my foot.
Cartoon Eric. I had one that had green hair and an emerald on the belly. So you got a Jolene troll.
Woo!
Danum, I will stick to Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, hey, they've already made Yu-Gi-Oh! Movies already, and even those weren't that great. You fight me with fruit? What is he doing over there?
He's biting my foot.
Hey, that's when you know he needs attention.
No, it's because I'm sticking my foot out to try to get some fresh air on it, and he wants to bite it.
Mr. L, I was watching Seven Deadly Sins several months back, and my grandpa comes into my room and asks me why I'm watching a cartoon.
It's not a cartoon, Grandpa. It's anime.
Yeah, especially since like I don't know, what would he think of adult animated shows? Would he think those are for kids?
Oh boy, let's get our kids to watch Food Party. Let's get them to watch Santa Incorporated. Let's get them to watch. Fuck. I'm trying to think of another one. Metalocalypse.
I'll be right back.
What would he think of Heavy Metal, the movie? That was completely animated, and that's got like a cult following amongst adults. It was even referenced in South Park, I believe. Like I don't understand sometimes with adults. It's like, you're still watching animated stuff. Like, yes, anime exists. Oh god, the amount of boomers and Gen Xers that say that anime is not as popular as football, and that grown men should stop watching anime because it's giving them more reason to not get chicks. My god, the amount of vitriol that I hear people in real life saying that, it's amazing.
The sense of entitlement is astronomical.
Like that one wrestling manager that I talked about on the show before. Like the fact that a guy that goes to the gym and works out all of a sudden just decides to go home after a day of working at his 9-to-5 job, going to the gym, and then deciding, you know what, I'm gonna play some video games. Like, and the guy's like, why is this guy playing video games? He should be out at the strip club trying to get laid. Why is he playing Yu-Gi-Oh, or why is he playing Halo or something like that? Because
John Cena like anime.
John Cena's a huge manga fan. I don't know which manga he likes, but he loves anime. I think there's even talks that John Cena's trying to get one of his favorite animes into a movie or something.
Okay, that's cool.
And I think he'll try to produce it, but I don't think he'll act in it.
Oh wait, that reminds me. I have a magazine that actually says about like some celebrities also like anime and manga. Hold up.
Yes.
I know
this
that.
one
It's on a
technically
magazine.
isn't a wrestler, but I heard about how Megan the Stallion went to an art exhibit that had JoJo stuff, and
Oh, yeah, she loves JoJo. She loves JoJo.
and it got to the point where I hear someone was in contact with Araki and mentioned it, and he was excited, and he was like, "Oh, hey, I'm gonna have a stand named after her."
Yes, it was part 9. I'm hoping for a Megan Thee Stallion. I'm also hoping for a Cardi B one as well. Maybe the stand name will be called WAP. And that should piss off everybody that's a conservative JoJo fan, but I don't give a shit. But that would be fucking awesome.
How do those exist? Because like most of the stuff is very much gay. If
Okay, I got the page up.
for fuck's sake, part 2
There's even-
guys
it's-
look like male strippers.
Yeah. But no, they're but
Even-
no, they exist out there. They
Let's
just don't get the idea that JoJo is pretty much an LGBTQ
Oh,
thing.
fuck, I shouldn't be in this area. Whoops. Oh, sorry, I'm multitasking.
Let's see. Oh, that's okay, Sylph. They just listed a few in this article, like Israel Adesanya, Keanu Reeves, Quentin Tarantino, Ariana Grande, Ronda Rousey, Megan Fox, and Avril Lavigne as some examples of
Avril Lavigne. I mean, I know she's
Yeah,
a huge SpongeBob fan, but I had no idea she was liked anime.
Didn't Taylor Swift like Death Note?
Oh God,
I
she doesn't.
think it isn't even in here in my magazine.
She did a song that like was partially based on it.
All right, hold on. I'm looking this up.
Okay, it just say according to the magazine, it says about that she contributed 2 songs for the One Piece film.
Okay, that one's nice.
Oh, Black Space.
Mhm.
That's a reference to Death Note, I believe, or is it no Blank Space? Sorry, not Black Space. Blank Space.
Elliot, what are you doing? Sorry about the weird door opening noises. I forgot to latch my cabinet, and Elliot was opening and closing it because his TREATS are hidden in there. I had to spell it out because this little guy's smarter than I expected. Yes, you're
Let's
smart. Use your smarts for chaos.
Let's see. Tarantino was also fans of like Ghost in the Shell and Blood the Last Vampire.
Oh, they ruined Ghost in the Shell, so
They're like certain.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
certain. Was that the one where they did the Scarlett Johansson thing?
yeah, they whitewashed it. And this is also the same actress who got upset that she couldn't
Yeah.
play a trans character.
Whatever happened to that movie?
I don't think it ever got made, or if it did they use somebody that didn't get enough people into the audience. I don't know. I don't know what happened to it.
No, there's this one thing I remember where like I forget what the name of the movie was, but they used like a very well-known actor just to help prop it up, but he wasn't like wasn't really one of the main characters.
Yeah, that's common.
It's like I think Matt Damon or something.
Yeah.
But the way they advertised it made it sound like Matt Damon was like a giant monster.
Yeah, that's very common when they do advertising in films. They'll if you have a big enough name, they'll give you like first billing, even if you're in the movie for 15 minutes or less.
Which I thought was kind of cool that the person was using their star power to like help a movie out. At least if that's why they were doing it.
Back, bitches!
Okay, you're being a good boy now.
Oh, Eric, what are you talking about? WAP being plain stupid. That was like one of the most popular songs of 2020. That was like the #1 song. back then, because it resonated with a lot of women. That's one of the whole reasons why that song became popular. And plus, it pissed off Ben Shapiro, which is always like a fun thing to do.
Joey will support anything that pisses off Ben Shapiro.
Which is basically everything. Like, pretty soon he's gonna start saying that pizza's woke. And I'm like, what? Why is pizza woke? And they'll say, like, well, the people that made the pepperoni, they supported a trans TikToker, so therefore pepperoni on a pizza is woke. I'm like, oh god, okay, have fun with it.
I'm surprised he didn't get mad over the pizza from Jimmy Neutron.
Oh, about the... Why? Because they were just alive?
Yeah.
Look, there's no such thing as children. Now go back to sleep. It's like, you're grown adults. Why are you still talking about cartoons on a live stream? Wait, why are you even live streaming?
Because we have better lives than you.
You should be out at nightclubs trying to get laid. Like, what? Why? That's not my thing.
Yes, overpriced drinks.
Ableist much.
Crowded area.
Yeah, $60 for a drink. If you go to a nightclub and you get one of those glowy
probably
drinks.
gonna try and fuck with that drink.
And by the way, they play porn on the TVs at nightclubs.
What's it gonna be?
Which reminds me, I hate that this needed to be a thing, but there's a type of nail polish where you put it, like, you just kind of put, like, it in your, like, you put your finger in your drink and it changes color if someone fucked with it. Like, I hate that needed to be made, but at the same time, like, it's kind of cool. Because it's like, because it made me think, like, oh, secret agent stuff.
Uh-huh. Something had to be done.
Now, I will say, besides nightclubs, actually going to LGBTQ clubs, those are fun. Like everyone that I've been to has been like a very fun experience. It's like the if the local community, depending on which one you go to, they're always friendly, they're nice, they don't do anything mean or nasty, they're all having fun, the music is kick-ass. You'll occasionally get a few drunk people every now and then, but if somebody gets too drunk, they kindly ask you to leave, which they do. It's not like the straight guys that go in there and be like, yeah, I'm ready to get my drink on. Yeah, let's go. I'll go get myself on the dance floor, just make a fool out of myself. And then,
show birds, Minnesota.
And then the women that go in there and they're just like, yeah, we're gonna get drunk off our ass, and then we're just gonna feel your hair. Like, why? It's the creepiest thing ever.
Party, bitches.
Yeah, and then everybody's like drunkenly making out in the corner, and then they're just throwing up on each other, which is like completely disgusting.
Sorry.
But no, that's the nightlife experience at straight bars. Like, the music is horrible because they don't have a good DJ. The DJ they just get just does Have you ever seen like a DJ that just plays things from a computer? And it's not even music that they made, it's just something that they find on YouTube. And then they just put a playlist together. That's basically what being at a straight nightclub is like.
Oh no, someone put Seabat on.
Mr. L, I don't like alcohol now. Well, I mean, hey, I will say, if you want to stick to an alcohol, stick to red wine. Because at least then when you go to like one of these, when you go like wine tasting.
Unless you have that gene where like wine doesn't taste good.
Oh, I didn't even know that existed.
I hate wine.
Hold on a sec.
I know that there's some good wine tasting areas, because they got like some of the best import. Like, so red wine from Australia is kick-ass. It is like one of the most delicious wines I tasted. I had it at my friend's wedding last year, and my God, I must have had like 2 glasses, and I was already like, "All right, this is already a great time," and I didn't even need to drink anything else.
TAS2R38, or the bitter taste gene.
Oh, okay.
There's also another gene where cilantro tastes like soap.
Okay,
Ew.
now I know what you're talking about. Now, yeah, because I know the bitter thing you're talking about. I just knew it by something else.
Yeah, I must have that gene because I don't fucking like alcohol. All of it tastes bitter to me.
One of the things that the way that you take out the bitterness in something is to make it sweeter so that it balances out. That's why I like red wine, because red wine is a sweeter wine, and it takes the bitterness from the how wine usually tastes, and it's fucking delicious. I usually have it on like special occasions.
The taste bud of a child.
Like what? Like candy? No, like red wine doesn't taste like candy. Red wine still has bitterness in it, but it has just enough sweetness in it to balance it out.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Because I have the taste buds of a small child.
Oh.
I'm not a child, though. I'm a grown-ass adult.
Philip, I think I agree with you on this one.
I don't think... now I know not to get you candy if we ever meet up.
I want candy. I want chocolate now. Thanks.
I can't drink soda. Like soda just makes me feel sick. Unless of course the only time I can drink soda is when I'm having liquor. So if I have like a rum and coke, I can drink soda because there's rum in it.
I was about to say that.
Rum and Coke.
Yeah, like I could do rum and cokes, I could do Jack and Cokes. So that's the only times I'll have sodas with like liquor.
Not even like a Shirley Temple. I mean, I know that's not alcoholic, but still.
No, I've never had a Shirley Temple before.
Oh man,
Like-
get the fuck back here, squirrel. Damn it. I'm not eating squirrel for dinner tonight.
What'd you say about dinner?
I said I'm not eating squirrel for dinner tonight.
Hey, just because you can't get any nuts doesn't mean you have to be mad at the squirrels, okay?
Oh my god, I realized we went 15 minutes over. We've just been having so much fun talking.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't want to stop. Like, I've been having so much fun tonight, but... them's the breaks. Sometimes you
Feeling
just
when
have
you
to
crack
end
your
it.
neck like a glow stick.
Yeah.
Oh, that feeling. Like, at first, like, it feels, like, painful, and then you're like, oh, it's such a relief.
Ah, one more round.
Alright, I know that we want to keep the... I know you guys in the chat want to keep the conversation going, but, we're gonna have to end it tonight. We'll be back next week. I mean, we're gonna be doing Danganronpa on Wednesday, so if you like Danganronpa, check that out. And then
Don't
Friday...
worry, guys. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, what were you gonna say?
I said,
Go ahead.
I'm working on the Discord, so we'll have one soon.
And then, and then Friday, whatever happens during the week, that's something that we'll talk about. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. So, yeah, we'll see. Oh, yeah, and the 420's on Thursday. So on Friday, we'll do like a 420 special or something.
Yeah!
Except no weed will be involved because there will be no access. So just bring your favorite treat, like anything like food related, drinks related. Just do that. Anyway, we'll catch y'all next week,
My arm.
and we'll